on Canal the English with me, Annette Effeti Essome. We begin with our top stories. Cameroon and Morocco discussing trade deals as 13 businessmen from Morocco are in Cameroon to share experience and expertise. Coin scarcity hits Bafia and farmers lay blames on the cocoa season. And in sports, the African Women's Cup of Nations continues. The two matches of Group B will be played today in Limbe. Developments will be yours right ahead. Well, we'll begin with news from the northwest region of Cameroon, where it is said relative calm is apparently all over the place for now, and that the governor of this part of the country was out yesterday to make sure that city dwellers remain in peace. Let's have an attitude of the meeting he had yesterday with different stakeholders.
I would like to call on everybody to put hands together to bring long-lasting peace in Bamenda and assure the population that the government is taking necessary measures to secure Bamenda and, of course, being a state of law, we should not allow disorder to reign in Bamenda. We are therefore going to take necessary measures to secure the area and sanction those who are using that situation for their personal interest. Surpris de l'escalade du désordre de la violence.
That was the governor of the Northwest region, Adolphe Lele Afrique, saying sanctions will be meted on anyone who remains disrespectful. Another person who came out to talk was the chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, Nigel Frunze. He has equally decried the situation that has been prevailing for the past days in the chief town of the Northwest region. An attitude of the chairman.
It is unfortunate that this has to happen again, but these are coming as a result of what I've been crying and drawing the attention of government to, that there's general apathy among the youths, amongst things left undone, amongst questions left unanswered, amongst so many things that are not being done, especially in the Northwest here. And so, you see, yesterday, when I drove around later in the evening, the mobilization that I saw out shocked me. And if the administration is stepping in, they should step in with caution. Because the grade of people I saw yesterday were children from 11 years. I think the oldest person I saw yesterday, if my eyes could estimate well, was not above 35 years old. So when you look at this category of people getting angry and getting out to demonstrate, to shout loud and clear that they are not happy, they are not satisfied, they are being marginalized, maltreated and taken for granted, and the government will not do a thing, well, it's their cup of tea, it's not mine again. I've drawn their attention to it. I've even written to Mr. Bia and made it abundantly clear that.
That was Nigel Frunze, chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF, decrying what has been going on in the town of Bamenda for the past days. We now move on to other news items, this time economy, where Moroccan businessmen are in Cameroon representing 13 Moroccan enterprises. They are sharing experiences and ideas, and priority sectors are trade, energy, water, transport. It should be noted that Cameroon and Morocco have about 100,000 US dollars worth sum when it comes to doing business. Dimorin has the following story.
If Cameroon has to reach emergence by 2035, then sectors like the transport, energy, water and others must be given great consideration. And these might certainly be coming from Moroccan businessmen who want to share their experience and expertise with their Cameroonian counterparts. This justifies the presence of 13 Moroccan enterprises in Cameroon.
Already you have quite a few Moroccan companies here. They don't like coming just to talk. They like coming to see action. And they've shown some action. You have Simaf in cement, you have Atiwa Jari, the bank, you have their cooperation with in area of water. They invested here. There's Royal Air Maroc. They're also looking at setting up an electricity generating plant here. So there's quite a lot of activity in terms of Moroccan involvement in the private sector in Cameroon. And it is their wish to engage here.
For 1 week, Moroccans and Cameroonian businessmen would exchange on the current business climate, investment opportunities, custom regulations and importation norms. Trade exchange between Cameroon and Morocco is evaluated at close to $100 million.
And I think Morocco does offer us that opportunity, and I think there's a lot of interest. You would see that there's not as much Cameroonian businesses here, because the way this visit was organized was that they would do actual visit rather than having B2B in the Chamber of Commerce. We're actually having the Moroccan businesses visit their Cameroonian counterparts in their offices, in their factories and so on. So it's really a visit of action, not just talk. And I think really you find out there's a lot of common areas of cooperation between the Cameroonian private sector and the Moroccan private sector.
The Moroccan investment for the past 9 years presently stands at close to $70 million. This concerns two sectors, water and the banking, insurance and finance. The November 22 rendezvous at the Douala Chamber of Commerce will go a long way to boost South-South cooperation.
So far, 30 people have died after consuming locally brewed whiskey, popularly known as Odontol, in the east region of Cameroon. The tragedy that erupted last November 13 when 14 people died on the spot. Local authorities say the death toll may continue to rise. Tarika Divine has details.
The death toll from an Odontol boozing spree which turned fatal at Minduru in eastern Cameroon on November 13 has continued escalating almost on a daily basis. Local administrative authorities have confirmed at least 30 deaths, with many more reportedly dangling between life and death at hospitals in the area. Odontol, a locally distilled hard liquor which is highly popular among locals owing to its elevated alcoholic content and low cost, instantly killed 14 consumers when the disaster initially struck on November 13. Barely days later, the casualty figure jumped to 21 and has continued rising ever since. A week ago, the prefect for the Onyang, Gottlieb Ibokentua, banned the production, distribution and consumption of the spirit. It is feared a significant number of deaths from the incident, being blamed on an unknown toxic addition, may go unreported, considering that some of the victims are seeking divine intervention and treatment in churches and traditional doctors' premises. Odontol, usually distilled from palm wine, corn or sugarcane and going by various appellations including Fofo, Bata or Billy Billy, rose to prominence back in 1997 when it was blamed for the deaths of over 20 consumers in the capital Yaoundé. Yet, despite its threats to human life, the liquor remains unregulated across the country.
Staff representatives of Canal de Yaoundé have officially been installed into their functions. This was in the presence of the Deputy Director in charge of information, Jean-Bruno Tani. Beatrice Gamo has details.
Article 122 of Cameroon's Penal Code states that the staff representative presents to employers all the grievances, individual or collective, which they are not satisfied concerning conditions of work. The National Syndicate for Journalists in Cameroon, dubbed the SNJC, and Group TV Plus, Canal de International, are for social dialogue. which the Deputy Director General in charge of information, Jean-Bruno Tanye, adds is the sense of the ceremony this November 22nd, with the wish of the Chairman and Managing Director of Canal International, Emmanuel Chachwe, for the staff representatives to take their responsibilities and for employees to know who to address their various problems. Social dialogue, Mathieu Nathaniel Njok, the Secretary General of the SNJC, was clear. It's part of the indicator of international norm, social responsibilities of enterprises, used to appreciate the qualities of companies out for leadership. The two, Dominic Bina, Doliman, Production Director, and Iben Nuche, cameraman, editor, and director, takes functions as staff representatives, Canal International Yaoundé office.
This installation is the first time in Canal International. So employees gave us their confiance. In fact, today is a big day in Canal history. So what I can say is that they will not be deceived.
The challenge is to encourage our colleagues to forge ahead for the television to remain the #1 press in Cameroon. Acknowledgement of these two pioneers of this private television station here in Cameroon, and so a new dawn has begun.
Well, we now talk religion, where Catholic Christians in Kumbo Boy Division have joined other fellow Catholics worldwide to celebrate the Year of Divine Mercy. The Bishop of the Kumbo Diocese used the occasion to urge Christians to forgive one another and to accept the Lord Jesus as their personal Lord and Savior. In the following report, Ambo Gladys says the event was a blend of tradition and religion.
The Year of Divine Mercy has ended in Kumbu in the Boy Division of the Northwest region of Cameroon with a blend of tradition and religion. At the heavily attended Mass that took place at the cathedral in Kumbu, the chief celebrant, Bishop George Nkwo, enjoined Christians to be merciful and forgive one another as Christ the King did, and believe in God as their personal Lord and Savior.
And also we end the liturgical year, but in a very special way we end the extraordinary Jubilee Year of Mercy, where we know very clearly that the Holy Father joins with us to close the door of mercy, which was opened on the Feast of Immaculate Conception, and God comes among us to forgive us, to reconcile us, and to bring us mercy. And we're invited to be missionaries and ambassadors of God's mercy wherever we are.
Activities to mark the Year of Divine Mercy in Kumbu was characterized by singing and dancing. Christians of all the parishes that make up the Diocese of Kumbu sang and danced from the palace of the Fondom So to the cathedral.
Some of us who are not going through the door of mercy, we've had the opportunity today, it was not easy. So I feel fulfilled honoring Christ as the King of Kings, because that is the person we should run to in times of difficulty. That's our Father who takes care during sunshine and during the rain.
The event in Kumbu was also attended by traditional authorities and parish priests who came along with the Holy Sacrament for blessings. The palace masquerade, known as Sube, stole the show as they thrilled the crowd with their choreographic performance.
Well, some inhabitants in the city of Yaoundé are highly vexed with the Electricity Corporation. They say they find it difficult to follow matches of the ongoing Women's African Cup of Nations due to frequent power cuts. Beatrice Ngambo tells us more.
This repairer of household electrical appliances is profiting from the return of power supply this morning. The next cut might be any moment. The daily life of the population in this east part of Yaoundé. This inhabitant explains their surprise, especially as the media made it clear there will be no power cut during the Female African Cup of Nations, but regret they are not watching the match. Before the competition, it was not like this, another added. They are in despair, don't know if it will continue or it will be solved. Each neighborhood her own blackout story. Here at Ekono, behind Labogene, the close neighbors of these electric cables spent hours in fright. When the high-tension cable cut, at the hour when children were leaving school. They ran for their dear lives and stayed by the roadside, especially with sparks coming out. Though arranged, every evening is total blackout. They go days without light. Ekunu, Kundengi, Esumba, Emombo, at times Esos, life is in slow motion because of the absence of power supply. Like households, traders feel the pinch the most, especially those dealing with perishable goods. Recurrent electric cuts means drop in voltage. At this cold store nearby, the owner said they are forced to stop all. All in their deep freezer would get rot. The loss of profit enormous and difficult to evaluate, especially as there is no clear explanation. Waiting for the Eneo technicians to finish work to replace the faulty transformer at the Kondengi post, sign of hope all the same.
And in sports, the African Women's Cup of Nations matches continue today. Team B group, based in the southwest region, will be playing their second-day matches. Nigeria will take on Ghana, while Mali will lock horns with Kenya. It should be noted that Nigeria and Ghana both have 3 points each. It will be the turn for Kenya and the Malians to look for points also today. Well, we call it off here for today's edition of the newscast. Have a good day.